What's going on, everybody? Brandon Schaefer here. Thank you for joining me for another episode. So that intro you just saw, I just filmed it for about an hour, and I was sitting there thinking, why don't I paint clouds today? I'll do a cloud study since it's so rare in Northern California for there to be clouds like this. So that's what I'm gonna do. Heading back to my apartment now to get the proper microphone for this camera and to get the painting stuff, pack it up, get something to eat real quick, head back out. It's about a minute walk to my apartment, so I'm feeling good today, so I might do 2 or 3 small canvas panels, so we'll see. I just had a squirrel bark at me. It's kind of weird. You think somebody will steal my bike if I leave it down here? Yeah, I should probably take it up, huh? Such a pain living on the second floor. Alright, so I just packed up all my stuff. I'm about to head out on my bike and start painting some clouds, so let's do it. So check it out, I came back to the location only like 20 minutes later, and it went from being hella clouds to barely any clouds, so I'm gonna have to just do what I do and make it work. Let's check it out. I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty simple. Got a few cloud shapes going by, so I'm just gonna focus on blue sky, white clouds. Alright, so check it out. I'm gonna start sketching. There's some nice clouds out here. It's just they're not as connected as they were earlier. Earlier there was big groups of them, now it's not as many groups of them. That's how quick the clouds vanish out here in Northern California. They don't stick around, especially in the summer months. So I'm going to take a bunch of different cloud shapes and try to orchestrate something here. I have the foreground in here. So I'm just focusing on really simple shapes, and I'm going to try to get the values correct right away. And the different values in these clouds is like, it's really subtle from what I'm looking at. Actually, I'm going to start out with the larger brush. shadows. Warm shadows, compared to the sky at least. So that was pretty simple. I'm going to move into the next lighter value. It kind of just surrounds the shadows. So I'm just taking quick glances at up at the clouds and just going off that first look that I get at it. So these cloud shapes that I've already drawn, they've already moved out of the sky, so now I just got to look at the other clouds and determine the value structure here. So I'm going to start putting the sky in, and then I'll hit highlights on the clouds, and then I'll paint in the foreground. That's pretty much it. And I'll just tweak it here and there if I need to. Probably doesn't look like much yet. Probably looks kind of crazy. And I'm aware of that, so I'm just slowly working it. I'm gonna work on the foreground now. Put in some dark greens. And that'll kind of lighten everything up here. trying to have fun with this and see what I can come up with. So now I'm going to throw on the highlights here and try to bring this thing to life. Getting a little thicker with the paint, just having fun. There's a lot of like wispy little soft clouds in the sky now, so I'm going to add some of those in here, little softer shapes. Focusing on the edges, keeping everything soft. Because it's clouds, everything's it's pretty soft for most of the edges. There's a lot of bright green grass over here, so I might bring that in just to add more light to the painting. Also put it on the trees a little bit here and there. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this for my first cloud study from life. Pretty cool. Shadows up here maybe a little bit dark. I didn't really expect them to look that dark. But that's the whole thing about it, is those subtleties in the shadows and values. It's pretty tough. Can be pretty tough. Just adding some more light shapes. There's more light on these clouds. A lot of people out today. Beautiful, beautiful day today. These two shapes are pretty similar, so I'm gonna try to get rid of that. Try to alter one of these and maybe connect it with this one over here or something. There we go. It's a little better. That's a little better, so. So I did that in about 20 minutes. I think I can do another one. There's still a few clouds in the sky, so I still have more paint. Let's do another one. Oh, my allergies are starting to go crazy. All this pollen out here, all these trees. I've lived here for 2 years and I've never got outside here and painted 20 seconds away from my apartment, just because of the fear of being outside around people and stuff. So finally glad I'm over that. It's great to be out here and paint and know that I can come here any day and paint. Let's see, let's just make the trees here. Somebody that did clouds really well was Edgar Payne. If you look up Edgar Payne on Google Images and type in clouds, he was able to orchestrate it in like a... He did a lot of different compositions with like how your eye flows around the canvas. So I'm going to try to play around with that a little bit here. Everybody's out cleaning their yard. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the shadow value again. And that'll help me find the highlights and all that once the clouds have already gone. So that's about it. So I'm going to put the sky in. The sky goes down and farther back, it usually gets like warmer and lighter. So just observing that, thinking about that. And it's kind of hard with ultramarine to get the right color blue, but I just make the whole scene kind of harmonize. So I don't really worry about the exact color blue or tone of blue. I just do my thing, and I worry more about color temperature, whether it's warmer, cooler, all that stuff. Ah man, I should have brought some tissues with me. And work on the foreground now. Once again, get some of the darker values in. And this will help bring everything together. So I'm going to bring some of that lighter green highlight for the green grass. Really yellow green, warm green. It's like midday. I'm going to move into like the highlights on the clouds and bring it all together again, just like the last one. This is the fun part. Get to put the thick paint on, have a lot of fun with this. Apologize about that leaf blower, man. Guy's been doing it the whole time. You'd think he'd be done by now. Add a little more yellow to that. Warm it up. So you can see I'm keeping it pretty simple, very simple. Just capturing the cloud shapes. Focusing on the edges in this part. You know, don't want a lot of hard edges for the clouds. The weird thing about clouds is like the highlights are on the top, and also since I'm looking up at the clouds, it's going around the whole shape. think all the cloud shapes are too similar again. So I really need to alter those a bit somehow. So what I might do is make this shape a little more oblong, stretch it out a little bit. I have some clouds that are like that in front of me, so that helps get inspired again by these different cloud shapes. Bring it up a little bit. And then there's some soft ones going off this way. And blend some of these out a little bit. So I'm probably overworking this one a little bit, but I want it to come across, make it interesting somehow. Sometimes you just gotta work it a little bit more, and sometimes it might not even turn out good at all. That's what happens when you experiment and try something new and see what happens. It's kind of a square too much, you know. This one I could knock that one down a little bit, cut into it a little bit. You know, it's not the best shape, so it's just working these shapes and forms and learning from your mistakes. So that's a little more interesting over here, at least. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call this one done. I'll show you guys a close-up. Of both of them, and we'll see how they turned out. Alright folks, so here's both of them. There's one. Not bad for 40 minutes of painting, I think, in my first try. So those may not have been my most epic paintings or the most accurate paintings or my best paintings, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and I can't cry about it, I can't worry about it, I can't sit there and work on it all day and make it a good painting. Sometimes you have to just make it as best you can in the moment and deal with it. Sometimes it's just not going to happen, so you have to just do your best, not worry about how it's going to turn out, have no expectations, and just do it. So that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Keep on painting. Don't ever get discouraged. Take care of yourself. Peace.